see as present used to be a future moment. And so a, a moment that we never predict that would come, or that you predicted that it would come. And so you have come to that moment now. And so now you can realize that the the past was used to be a present moment, and that present experience, if we had worked with that experience to turn it around and make it a positive experience, and your current situation would be a pleasant one, because we know when we have pleasant experiences, when we do positive things, it has positive results. And so if you have a negative, um, unpleasant experience right now, and if we learn if we learn to work with it, and if we learn to turn around it, and if we learn to improve it, that means the result of our next moment, or would be our future, is going to be a positive one. And I mean, it's not 100% guaranteed, but that's kind of the trend. Because when there is a positive experience, usually that its result is, when we have a positive thing going on in life and the experience is positive. And when there is a negative something happening, and the results of that is, the future results of that is negative. And so we have a workable moment. Our present situation is workable, and if we work with whatever the current situation, how difficult it is, and paying attention to our mind and working with our thinking process, thought process, through being loving to yourself, be kind to yourself, and being mindful, recognizing to the T that what exactly going on, and we can carry that to our next experience, which is our future. And rather than living in this both ends, we can just live in the moment and make this moment a better experience that would give us good memories for the past, and the a good experience for the future. And so in order to make a uh, a, a, a life overall, a quality life, and I think the future is the most important thing, because that's what creates the past and the future. And realize that the the moment that we live in now used to be a future moment, but now we are in it. And so sometimes what we predict is not what we actually truly experience. And so it's a little bit critical when it's come to, also it can be very tricky too, when we try to focus on this. And I don't want to be philosophical on that, but I want you to kind of take a little bit time to explore this, and think about it, and how this nature, how this the mind process works, and this thinking process works. And so this is the goal of Buddhist teachings, and this is what Buddha was trying to teach us, because the the future is not here, and the past is gone, and all we have is a workable moment like this. And so in that moment, paying attention to every details, being mindful, which is sati that we talk about episodes so many episodes ago, months ago, sati, being mindful constantly, and it bringing our mind back to breath, or to the moment, that um, we are able to recognize it, and rather than running away from that problem, and when you feel like that there is a danger in life exists, and rather than running away from we normally do, and learning to breathe, and to stabilize ourselves, and to be learning to be centered with ourselves, allows us to bring our awareness to the moment. And so with that, that call that's what in Buddha's teachings call wisdom, because that kind of knowledge, that kind of understanding allows us to see what exactly happening in the moment. And when we don't recognize that is happening, and we try to really struggle with it, we try to run away from it, and so that's really become a struggle for us. And so that's where the a lot of suffering comes, and that's where the a lot of denials comes in. That's where the we tend to struggle. And so this is something that I see every day with people. And so um, especially the field that I I work with, and sometimes for me it's when I listen, I try to listen to without judging, but in my head, it's always kind of like I see that is as a, oh, this is such a simple, there is such a simple answer for that, but it's really not that simple for some of you. Sometimes it's for myself too, but it's just that being centered, being in the moment, and being mindful, being and all that happens when you have true kindness towards yourself, when you are truly have that compassion to yourself, when you are truly compassionate, kind to yourself. And I think that brings so much, that lift up our energy level uh, to work with ourselves and to recognize, okay, I just don't need to suffer with this, and we need to just step back and relax and breathe and work with the situation. And that really improves the quality of our well-being. And I think the, the the materialistic thing and the goals that we have life, and I think everything that we want to achieve can be achieved and have whatever you want to have. But I think at the end of the day, the quality of life, the well-being, the of life and health of our mental capacity, or the things that we can achieve through our um, mindfulness practice and the loving kindness is um, has a lot of power, and it brings so much joy, happiness, and peace to our life. And so um, I'm going to continue this conversation for next couple of weeks, and so please join with me and Society Bites Radio in be in tune, and we'll see you next week again with another episode. Thank you.